the adventurers when they had the supper here?
The Tofurky.
Were they already made up? Did they buy them?
That was bought.
They were very good.
Yeah, that was bought. He's gonna do turkey today. Show you how to make your own turkey. At Thanksgiving, Marlene Braun made her own turkey with gluten. She did gluten turkey. And I have been experimenting. I like to cook and I like to do my own recipe. So I have been experimenting and making my turkey for Christmas. Now I'm gonna see what Rob is gonna show us. And I've been experimenting on the texture and the taste. And then you just do your formation or whatever, stuff it. So I don't necessarily like the preserved, vegetarian meats.
Yeah.
Although they are convenient, sometimes you don't have time to make them. I like to make my stuff from scratch. So I will cook on Sunday and then freeze the stuff. But I do different things. And my children don't necessarily like to have the frozen stuff either. But you have good frozen stuff out there, and we do buy to substitute when we don't have the time. I didn't taste. I wasn't sure the dinner, so I
It
didn't taste
tasted much better even than the year before. I don't know what.
The dinner roast.
Did they bake? How did they do it this time?
Chicken. The turkey.
Did they bake it, or how did they do it?
I don't know.
Is it the one with the gravy on
It
it?
was baked.
The dinner, that was the dinner roast. That's the name of that.
Is it the
called
dinner roll?
Dinner
Yeah,
roast.
those
The
are-
dinner roast is very good.
Dinner roast.
No,
the one
roll.
that's
It's in the
dinner
tin,
rolls.
The tin.
yeah,
Yeah, that's very
you
good.
can. I know where to buy it.
You
Yeah,
can buy it at Sun Harvest, the dinner
Sun
roll.
Harvest. They have that there.
They call it dinner.
Dinner
Roast,
roast,
R-O-A-S-T. You just bake them in the oven and slice them, and
Yeah,
it
it's
tastes
good.
like.
Gravy on.
I bought one last night. Somebody came
What's
over.
the name? Dinner roast?
Yeah, like dinner, and then roast. R-O-A-S-T. And these are easy. Bake it for 45
Okay.
minutes.
Well, we have a beautiful facility this time.
delicious.
Last month, we were in a different facility. This is a lot bigger. And let's pray that we can fill this up with a cooking class one day.
We will.
Today, before we're going to talk about holiday cooking. Now, what is the typical standard meal that we have around the holidays, particularly Thanksgiving?
Turkey
Turkey.
and gravy.
You know, my mother,
Gravy.
who I talked about yesterday in church, who's an Adventist, who, my sister, like I, is a vegan, and so we don't eat turkey, but my mother doesn't. And so my sister made some stuffing, and my mother would not try it because she did not cook it in the middle of the bird.
Oh,
And
yes.
she says the stuffing is so dry when you don't cook it inside the bird. Well, does anybody know some of the challenges of cooking stuffing inside of a bird?
It doesn't cook at all.
It normally doesn't cook. Because of salmonella that is very prevalent on fowl ingredients such as chicken and birds and Cornish game hen and other things. Salmonella is very present. And so it is permeated through that whole bird. So when you take some nice bread stuffing and you stuff it into the middle of that bird, you've just coated it with all the salmonella. And in order to kill that salmonella, you need to get that temperature up to at least 170 degrees for a couple of minutes, but you have to get it up to 170 degrees. And most of the time, when you achieve that, then your legs and your wings are burnt. And so most people don't achieve that. And a lot of people, millions of people get sick every year. And it's foodborne illness, and they never even go to the doctor about it. They just get kind of nauseous feeling, or they just feel the blahs, and maybe some people get a little bit of a temperature, and they never know that they got a mild case of foodborne illness. So that's one of the problems with cooking turkey. Plus another challenge with cooking turkey is it's just full of all kinds of stuff we don't like to put into our bodies anymore. You are what you eat, and so turkeys are now filled with steroids and nice. And we didn't see that. So it's filled with all kinds of steroids and growth hormones and antibiotics, and you get all that. And our children get that. And pretty soon our children are immune to the antibiotics that we give them, like amoxicillin and things that we give them for ear infections and things like that, because we are becoming immune to it by the food that we eat. Isn't that something? And did you know that turkeys in this country have all been artificially inseminated since about the 50s and 60s because they have been hybrid, that their breasts are so big, because in this country we like white meat, and they're so big that they cannot physically have sexual relationships with each other anymore? It is physically impossible for two turkeys to do it now. They're all artificially inseminated. Is that godly? Is that the way God intended things to be? No. And chickens are fast following the same thing. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how do we get away from stuffing that turkey and still having stuffing that's nice and moist. Well, hence I introduced to you the pumpkin. And today we're going to bake this pumpkin, and we're going to stuff it. And you know, even if we don't get the temperature up to 165, we're not going to get salmonella from this pumpkin. God didn't put salmonella in this pumpkin. And so, and we're also going to get a nice essence of pumpkin, which is a very holiday flavor. And so we're going to stuff this pumpkin today. But first, I'm going to put him in the oven. I assume it's a him. I don't know. And I'm going to put him in the oven to kind of pre-bake him because, boy, this is much what it feels like to be pregnant. So I'm going to kind of preheat him so that when I put my stuffing in, I don't have to bake him as long, so we can eat this before the end of the day. Is that a good idea?
That's good.
Okay, so I'm going to go back here and put him in the oven.